Into mailbag we delve. You know, it seems odd to me that two men are jumping into the same mailbag together. I'm wondering if we need separate mailbags.
Right away, you make it disturbing.
Wasn't disturbing enough?
Well, for one, it's not really a mailbag, it's email.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we started with mailbag. It's going to continue as
And we're
mailbag.
not really diving into a mailbag as such because it's email, so there is no actual bag
to dive into.
Yeah.
It's a metaphor, okay. Tony. It's a metaphor. Go with it.
Yeah, and you ruined it. So carry on, my wayward deviant.
My
wow, a wayward deviant.
This is good.
That's like ultra weird.
So this missive popped in.
The state fair, they sell you on a stick
from,
which makes it even weirder.
Not touching that with a 10-foot stick. I have the steak.
Why am I thinking of Vlad the Impaler all of a sudden?
No, I'm just thinking of.
I don't know. No. Anyway, mailbag, you said.
Hey, Scott and Tony.
Hey.
So happy that your email forwarding has been turned back on, and now I see you have become a regular contributor.
You have. This isn't Chris, right?
No, it's Jessica Thompson.
I knew that.
I will continue to scour my news feeds for juicy tidbits for you, such as these scientists who won a prize.
Did she type it just like that? Juicy tidbits.
I think she did. Well, I think that was her intent.
Sure.
Hey, I'm a highly paid professional.
Really?
Yeah, no, I'm paid pretty well.
Okay.
Anyway, she says these scientists won a prize
for adopt me then?
Yeah.
Pretty much have.
For roboting a dead spider. Jessica, I hope you heard it because it probably happened on Thursday.
Yeah.
And so it was there on Thursday. And by the way,
the ignobles.
Yeah. Even though
I guess.
Even though my middle name is Lynn, I'm sad to say I'm not mailbag winning Jessa Lynn. So they're two different people. Remember when I suspected Jessa Lynn and Jessica Thompson were the same person? They are not. Wow. This is good.
Yeah, two more households I'm worried for.
I guess she and I just have very common names. Keep up the great work, Jessica Thompson. Jessica, we certainly will. Thank you for checking in.
No, Scott has the odd name, dude.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. She misspelled my name, so I'm very upset.
She put two C's in it like everyone does?
No, she put two T's in it, you big poop head. Happy with yourself? Skakat. And not Scott.
So that would make you Scaccato. Which could either be an Italian dish or a musical intonation thing.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. Well, staccato isn't musical intonation.
What is it?
Well, it's not intonation because that has to do with tone and pitch. Staccato is instead of dit. Happy?
For our use, it doesn't matter.
Oh, I suppose you're right.
Thank you.
This is true.
It didn't matter till now.
Until just this very
now it
moment.
Apparently mattered.
This is True Really News, episode 719 from my brother Chris Combs, no relation. He actually did some digging. This is how you can tell Chris is retired.
He's getting old. Put that shovel down, old man. Hire someone.
The origin, remember a few weeks back, maybe a couple weeks now, we talked about the origin of the number 58 that we keep spouting about.
Yeah.
And I thought it was time to remind any
It happened 58 years ago.
Yeah, exactly 58 years ago today.
A small town just off Route 58.
A small boy was growing up in the fields of Kansas.
Yep. And he was living in a house 58 Wayward Drive.
It was the 58th house in that particular subdivision.
And the year was 1972. I'm sorry. It just wasn't 58. I just can't.
Anyway, 58 was exactly episode 486. So if you want to hear the episode of how we got 58, because it involves Tony and I not being able to do math, despite my public education and his private education.
By the way, we still can't do math if you're wondering.
No, it just
what was it again?
He said it was 58 episodes ago.
Which would make it
486.
Did you check that?
And if you do the math from 719.
That's not, I know.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure you checked it because Chris is getting older.
I didn't check it. Are you kidding me? Why would I check it? I've watched the thing probably, twice.
Well, it's 2 up on me.
And finally today, from This Is True Really News Mailbag, episode 098.
Oh, back to the old days when we were young and foolish. Chasing women for fun and profit.
So we all have dementia, says Patrick Reed, our man in Liverpool.
Who?
I think that's his point. You lined up my comment?
Wow, you've been on the continent again, haven't you?
I probably have. You know how it can be.
Is it schedule now for you?
It's schedule.
Of course it is.
On episode
you use now for honor and color and humor.
Oh, yeah, and it's now hospital. I went to hospital.
We always go to hospital.
Yeah.
Only in America do we have the...
I go to toilet, too.
Which, of course, does not help the Ukrainians who don't like that. It's Ukraine, not the Ukraine.
I went to Ukraine.
No, you went to Ukraine.
Well, I went to hospital. Oh, you're right. I went to. I was kind of confused. In any case, you lined up my comment on episode 714.
You see David McCullum died, by the way?
I did. I'm so sad for that. You know, it's funny because Man from U.N.C.L.E. just celebrated another anniversary.
Yeah. Ilya Kuryakin. They hired a British guy to play a Russian spy on an American TV show.
Let me correct you on that. Scottish.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Scottish. I knew that.
Yeah. Don't you go dissing my people, dude.
That's right. He wanted to be Irish, but they just couldn't make the move.
Anyway,
then there was NCIS where he was Ducky for all those and was very good.
He was great as Duck.
He worked so well with Mark Hartman, who apparently was a bit of a dickwad now that we hear. But anyway,
well,
I don't know if it was him or Polly, but that whole thing turned me off on the whole show, especially when in the last season, if you watch the last season that Polly was in, she and Hartman are never in the same same time.
Nope.
Except for the very last scene when she's leaving.
Yep.
And again, they're not really together. He's looking out of his house and she's down the block and kind of waves.
Yep.
How is that for a miserable? That was it. That's that. Yeah. I'm done now.
Well, I think there were.
I don't care if Ziva comes back alive.
I think there were two people. She did.
I didn't watch it. I know she did. I didn't watch it though.
There were two people involved in this, and I can imagine Polly was
apparently two people and a dog.
Yeah, and I can imagine she might have been a handful to deal with too.
No,
they're actors, for Pete's sake.
No.
Anyway,
this isn't true.
This is my.
Oh, and do you remember 1975? David McCullum as?
No.
One of the great science fiction characters of all time.
Say that again.
The Invisible Man. It was on for one season. It was, I got to tell you, it was terrific.
Yeah, I do remember that.
It just didn't go anywhere. And it's like, man, they did one of the best things they could do with the Invisible Man, and you guys just let it die for a season.
And and McCallum is just great, whatever he did.
He was.
So rest in peace, David. May you and God have a wonderful time together.
Say hi to Napoleon.
Yeah, right. So
boy, Robert Vaughn.
Getting back to Patrick, so I don't forget this. He said
he was also in the Magnificent Seven.
Who?
Patrick Vaughn. I mean, Patrick Vaughn.
Dementia has set in.
Robert Vaughn, Napoleon Solo.
You lined up my comment on episode 714 and forgot to tell us what it was. Kind of like we were doing just now. And I have forgotten what I said anyway.
I've forgotten this ever happened. Honest to God, I have no memory of this. When was it?
He thinks
like years ago?
58th time it's happened. Now, let me see. Patrick Reed.
Pretty soon we're going to have to get a new dead horse because the one we've been beating on here.
716, 709 says, where's Patrick's comment on 714? Now I can't find it.
See what professionals would do.
What? Set it up beforehand?
They had already had that found beforehand.
Yeah. Well, look, we're not broadcasting anymore, Ace. I get to do this my way. And my way is wasting people's time.
Believe me, I know this. I'm a people too.
Maybe.
Hey, I could be watching Professor T, by the way.
Oh, what was I thinking?
Have you ever watched it, by the way?
No. What the heck is Professor T?
Okay, I feel bad. It's a British show, which we can only, of course, watch on public television.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But it stars Ben Miller is the actor who plays Professor Tempest.
Mm-hmm.
He is very OCD. He played and I can't think of the character's name now, but he was the first detective we meet in the Death in Paradise TV show way back when.
Yeah.
He did the first 2.1 series, whatever they are.
Yeah.
And he's in this one, he's broken.
I think I'm going to like this.
I've almost binge watched the 2 seasons.
Well, good for you. I'm glad you have something to do.
Yeah.
A lad like you needs your exercise.
That's right. Getting up to
clicking the clicker.
No, that's about the only exercise. Well, sometimes I have to get up for the bathroom or the kitchen.
Oh, there you go.
So there's sort of exercise.
So the bathroom's the sprint, the kitchen is the marathon.
And the new season of Unforgotten is worth it.
Okay.
Yeah, because in season 4.
Yeah.
Season 4.
Okay.
Anyway, they had the last season that Nicola was in. I can't think of her last name. She's all over. Now she's playing Annika. Anyway, they killed her off.
Oh.
She was the DCI for this group. And
wow.
And it was so unceremonious. She died in a car accident.
Oh, I love the way they do that in British shows because they won't make it a big dramatic thing. It'll just be so-and-so got hit by a car.
Yep. So she lingered for like a show and a half or half a show, maybe a full show if you count start to finish. Yeah. And then I thought, well, it must be over. And then I saw a new season.
Yep, they do that. I like
Sonny because apparently he's like a provost at some college.
Okay.
In real life.
Oh.
And no, he does not carry the knapsack, he said. Although maybe I should. It might.
We need to get off to to doing the shows.
What shows?
Who are you?
Have we done Mailbag?
Yeah. Just finished it, as a matter of fact.
I don't remember.
By the way, who's this Patrick character from England?
Isn't he the guy that just died and played Ilya Kuryakin on
maybe
NCIS?
But he was Scottish, I hear.
No, that couldn't be.
And I'm sure this
Vladdy sounds much too Liverpudlian.
And Irish.
Oh, that's worse than Liverpudlian. What's worse than being Irish? Being called a Liverpudlian when you're Irish. So to all the Liverpudlians and Irishmen, I apologize.